For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. This is a space where I share deep thoughts and valuable insights on life and technology. Beyond just providing information, I hope to offer perspectives that enrich your understanding and experiences. I truly appreciate your support, so please don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest content. Let's explore and enjoy this journey together. Have you ever sat quietly by yourself, reflecting on the things you've said in the past, and felt a bitterness spread through your heart? I have. In fact, more than once, I've found myself wondering why words can bring someone else a smile, but they can also shatter their heart into pieces. And if only people had to taste the bitterness of the words they've spoken, perhaps this world would have less unnecessary pain. Have you ever wondered if your words have hurt someone? If you have, then you might understand the regret and remorse that can follow. There have been times when I've wished I hadn't said those things, that I had held back, thought more carefully before letting those careless words escape my lips. But once words are spoken, they take on a life of their own. We can't take them back. We can only sit back, regret, and tell ourselves that we won't make the same mistake next time. But who can guarantee that next time will be different? That we'll be better at controlling ourselves, that the words we speak won't hurt anyone again? There was a time when I said things to a friend that I knew would hurt them. But in a fit of anger, I couldn't hold back. Have you ever experienced that, when every word you say feels like a dagger cutting into the heart of the person in front of you? And when the anger fades, all that's left is emptiness, loneliness, and regret. It's an unsettling feeling, isn't it? Like you've shattered something precious with your own hands, knowing that you can never put it back together. I remember that day very clearly. It was a rainy afternoon, and my friend and I were sitting in our usual cafe. We had a fight, and every word I said was filled with bitterness and harshness. "You don't understand anything," I shouted, and in that moment I saw their eyes well up with tears, their lips tremble, but I didn't stop. I kept going. I thought I was protecting myself, proving that I was right, but in reality I was just hurting both of us. Those words didn't just hurt my friend, they left a deep wound in my own heart, a wound that isn't easy to heal. After that afternoon, I lost a friend. We stopped seeing each other. No more coffee afternoons, no more lively conversations. And every time I think back to it, the bitterness of the words I spoke that day rises up like a bitter pill that's impossible to swallow. Have you ever felt that way? If you have, I believe you understand what I'm going through. There are words that can never be taken back. They are like sharp needles piercing deep into someone's heart, leaving scars that never fully heal. I've often wondered, if I could take back those words, would I do things differently? Would I choose silence instead of letting anger control me? And the answer is always yes. If I could go back, I wouldn't say those things. I wouldn't hurt someone I cared about. But time never goes back, and we can only live with what we've done, what we've said. Have you ever thought that your words were just fleeting, not worth worrying about? I used to think that way. I used to believe that the words I said wouldn't have any lasting consequences, that I could say whatever I wanted. But then I realized that every word carries its own power, the power to build or to destroy. And once spoken, I can't control the consequences they bring. Those words will linger, they will be remembered, and they may become a part of someone's life, whether I want them to or not. We say things in anger, but those words will stay in someone's memory, never fading away. I've learnt that in moments of anger, it's best to remain silent. Silence isn't weakness. It's a way to protect yourself and those around you. Silence gives you time to think, to avoid saying things that you'll regret later. Have you ever tried staying silent in those moments? If not, I suggest you try. It might help you avoid scars that aren't necessary, because sometimes silence is golden. It's a way to preserve the precious relationships we hold dear. The bitterness of past words isn't just regret, it's also a lesson in being careful with your words, in thinking before you speak, and in taking responsibility for the people you care about. I've come to understand that words aren't just fleeting sounds, they're seeds planted in someone's heart. If you plant bitterness, the tree will grow bitter. If you plant sweetness, the tree will grow sweet. And I want to choose to plant good seeds to bring joy and happiness to those around me, because I've tasted enough bitterness from careless words, and I don't want anyone else to go through that. Perhaps, if people had to taste the bitterness of the words they've spoken, they would think more carefully before speaking. But life isn't always that fair. I've tasted the bitterness of my own words, and that's the price I had to pay. But through it, I've learned to be more careful, more loving, and to cherish the relationships around me. Every relationship in life is precious, and our words can either harm or strengthen these bonds. Have you ever regretted the words you've said? If you have, then remember that even though words can't be taken back, we can always make amends through our actions. I've learned to apologize, to admit my mistakes, and to show love. Those actions, while they can't completely erase the scars that words have left, can help ease the pain and help both myself and others find peace in our hearts. I've learned that actions can speak louder than 1,000 words, and sometimes a sincere action can heal the wounds that words have caused. I used to think that words were just a way to express thoughts, that they didn't have any special power. But then I realized that words can be sharp weapons, capable of breaking someone's heart, or they can be gentle medicine, capable of healing deep wounds. And I've chosen to use my words to love, to heal, rather than to hurt. I've come to understand that the choices I make with my words can determine so much, not just for myself, but for those around me. But, I haven't always been able to do that. There have been times when I couldn't control myself, when I said bitter things that I later regretted. But in those moments, I've learnt that perfection doesn't exist. We're all human, we all make mistakes, but what's important is whether we learn from those mistakes and whether we strive to be better. It's from those mistakes that I've learnt so much that I've become more understanding, and that I've learnt to control myself better in the future. Have you, like me, ever said things that you later wished you hadn't? If you have, then know that you're not alone. I've been there too, and I've learnt to accept it, to forgive myself, and to make amends where I can. I've learnt to live with the scars and to see that those very scars have made me grow, have made me stronger. Because in this life, no one is free from mistakes, but from those mistakes, we can learn and become better. If only people had to taste the bitterness of the words they've spoken, perhaps no one would have to suffer because of careless words. But life isn't always that simple. We can only learn from what's past, try not to repeat the old mistakes, and use our words to bring something good into this world. Because while words can cause pain, they can also bring joy, happiness, and healing if we know how to use them wisely. I want to end this story with a message. Be careful with your words. Think before you speak, and use your words to love, to heal, rather than to hurt. Because once words have left your mouth, you can't take them back, but you can make the world a better place by choosing the kindest words. Remember that every word we speak holds power, and it's up to us to decide how we will wield that power. I wish you always know how to use your words to bring joy, happiness, and peace to those around you. And if ever you say something you shouldn't, remember that you always have the chance to make it right, to start again. Because in the end, it's the loving words that last, while those bitter ones will just be a part of the past. And we, with the lessons learnt from our mistakes, will become better, will learn to love more, and will know how to use our words to create a better world. Thank you for taking the time to listen and share this moment with me in this video. I hope what I've shared offers you new perspectives. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to encourage me to create more exciting content. Every like and subscription brings me so much joy and motivation. See you in the next video.